Profit is a new comedy face-based film from writer-director Mark Stewart Iverson. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Rudy. How are you, man?
I'm doing wonderful. The film just had its premiere in Elgin, but you've also been playing film festivals, and the movie's having a wider release on June 21st. I mean, talk about a little bit about this moment where a wider audience is going to be able to check out this film.
We could not be more excited. It's fantastic. Yeah, we shot the movie in Elgin, so it was really great to premiere the movie in Elgin as well, and just to show it to the whole world. I mean, we're going to be in theaters nationwide in a bunch of cities, and Chicagoland especially. It's really great to be home. This is my home state. I was born and raised in the suburbs. It's really exciting to get the movie out in theaters. My first big feature film theatrical release. I'm super blessed.
Talk a little bit about the inspiration for the movie. Was it a moment in your life? Was it something that you saw? Was it a turning point? Tell us a little bit about how For Profit got created.
Yeah, I was trying to make a feature film for many years, and I wrote a bunch of different other scripts. And for whatever reason, a lot of them just, as it happens in the industry, didn't get off the ground. And then finally, I had this script come into my heart, and I felt the call to make it, and everything just clicked. We got the money, we got the great cast, everything came together, and I got great producing partners, and the storyline came about in a lot of different ways. I had an idea about a guy getting tasked by an angel for a long time, but I didn't know exactly what to do with it. I kind of thought maybe it was a novel or maybe a short film. And I also had an idea about a guy who's obsessed with the idea that a cameraman is always following him around. And then it clicked one day that if I combine those two ideas together, I have an idea about a guy who has a demon always latched onto him, and then an angel comes into his life and tasks him to be this part-time prophet, and it becomes angel versus demon, and that's For Profit. And when that clicked, I flowed with the script and got a bunch of drafts out, and like I said, everything from there just started to really click. And for the first time in the few years that I started to try to make a feature film, everything was working. And in the feature film world, sometimes, like I said, it doesn't get off the ground. And when it does, and when it starts to soar, it really is exciting. And that's what happened with For Profit.
There's a lot of wonderful Chicago talent in this film. Talk a little bit about who's starring in it.
Yeah, our lead is Ben Marten, local, homegrown. He lives outside of Rockford, and he's fantastic in the film. He's in every single scene. It was a difficult film for any actor, a lead, to be in every single scene, but he crushed it. He's an amazing actor. He's been on Chicago Fire, 61st Street, bunch of great shows. Like I said, born and raised in Chicago. Dennis Florine, who plays his brother, is another great actor, musician from Chicago, lives in the city right now. He wrote a couple of original songs for the film, as well as playing the brother. He's hilarious in the film. We have a lot of great supporting cast as well in and around Chicago. We pulled from, even Indiana. We had a couple of people come out from there. But Tom McElroy is another great guy. He plays Councilman Waters in the film. He was in my producing partner Enrico Natali's other film, Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain. Lot of great Chicago talent, fantastic. And Takia Crystal Kama, who plays the stepmom in the film, Dr. Sharon Fisher. She was on That's So Raven, and she was on Cosby Show and In Living Color. She's from Chicago. She lives in LA now, but she's from Chicago. And it was really great for her to come back to the city to shoot the movie.
Talk a little bit about combining comedy and faith-based material, for this movie, because oftentimes you either, you watch a comedy film that doesn't have a lot of faith in it, or you might watch a faith-based film that doesn't have a lot of comedy in it. And talk a little bit about combining the two genres together, because it's something that we don't often see.
Yeah, it can be a little bit unusual. It's something that is very natural for me, though, because I come from comedy, so that's where I cut my teeth. I really got into filmmaking in high school, and then in college, I was at UCLA Film School, and I got into a sketch comedy group there. And that's where I started to really soar with filmmaking. I started to make things that people were really objectively responding to well. And people were loving my comedy work as a director, writer, producer. I was DPing things. I was acting in things. I was doing everything with the sketch comedy. So I did that for about 10 years of just comedy work. And then I started to really get deeper into my faith and start to look at this faith genre and start to realize that I could tell stories within that genre and have my personal voice, which has a lot of comedy in it. And so when I started to write, especially this script, things just clicked very well for me because my voice has the spiritual and the comedy. A lot of people, in the faith world really focus more on the faith dramas, and those do well for sure. And you want to have that inspirational stuff. But the lightness really, I think, can pull people into the spiritual stuff a lot more. It's a little heavy-handed when you just go hard on the message. But if you have a light touch, like for me, our angel character, played by Valentina Garcia, is objectively hilarious. She is so funny. I worked with her on a comedy show 10 years ago. I cast her in this personally. Hilarious. Laugh out loud for the angel character. And for me, that's how you can really pull people into the spirit, because it's not heavy-handed. That it's not forcing a message. You're laughing and smiling and being pulled into this entertainment by charismatic characters who are making you smile and laugh. And then you're also thinking about spiritual stuff and theology and what it means to have an angel on your shoulder and a demon on your shoulder and this human condition stuff. It's very natural for my voice, and it's something that people bring up as a little unusual. But, one of the guys last night, a really good mentor of mine, actually, who used to work at Universal, he came to the premiere last night. And what he said is, I'm blazing my own lane. I'm finding my own voice, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk a little bit about the devil character, the demon character, because we often have. I mean, if you're in television, you work in any type of production, there's always a camera guy yelling in your face. There's always someone setting up the shot, get out of my way. I mean, that is just the reality. But I think anybody, if you have an office job or any other, even if you're a parent, you have a toddler screaming in your face, or you have a kid asking you for something, or you have a coworker asking you for something, we can all relate to maybe having that voice inside of our heads.
Yes. Well, that's what it was. It's the basic human condition.
Yeah.
And I think it's the angel demon on your shoulder, and it's something that I really latched onto as the main theme of this film. And I realized that that's not just within a faith-based genre. That is human. That is what we all are dealing with. And I think that once I realized that's what the story was, it made me as a filmmaker really, really feel like I could open up and just go deep into all kinds of stuff and let it be something that everybody could relate to. Like you said, everybody has, whether it's real or imagined in their mind, everybody has voices that are coming at them that are negative, that are trying to bring them down, that are watching them all the time, especially now with these days with social media and stuff like that. Well, everybody's got a camera. Everybody's a cameraman. Everybody's doing selfies. Everybody's looking to be on camera. And I think it's really, really important that we really think about that and really think about those voices and how we deal with them and how we relate to them, because those negative voices and those on camera voices all the time, got to be on all the time. You got to be acting all the time. You got to be the perfect person all the time. That brings anxiety. That brings nervousness. That brings, a lack of faith. In faith, you're calm. You're collected. You understand. When you listen to the angel voice, when you listen to the angel kinds of voices around you too, the humans around you that are lifting you up, that's when you can really do your best and be yourself and do what your purpose is in life,
Oh, 100%. Let people know where they can go ahead and find more information about the movie.
Yeah, please go to our website, forprofitfilm.com. That's profit with a PH, forprofitfilm.com. You can get tickets there right now. You can watch a trailer, spread the word, spread the prophecy, and learn more about it.